Greetings. My name is Peter Albright. I am the facilitator for Accessible Fellowship's Bible Studies. We're beginning our summer quarter series, which is called Work, Rest, Celebrate. For our study guide, we use the Salt and Light series, which is published by MennoMedia. We start the week of June 2nd with Lesson 1, and it opens with the topic of work. Now, of course, I had to do some research and find out what the history of Proverbs on work might be. I found that 2,500 years ago, the Greek philosopher Sophocles said, "Without labor, nothing prospers." A mere 400 years ago, a fellow named James Howell in 1659 wrote, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." You may have heard that one. Early in the 20th century, movie mogul Samuel Goldwyn said, "The harder I work, the luckier I get." And late in the 20th century, that famous personage George Carlin quipped, "Most people work just hard enough to not get fired and get paid just enough money to not quit." Oh well. Lesson 1, entitled Proverbs on Work, isn't based on popular wit. It's based on narrative found in the Bible's book of Proverbs. A verbose dictionary does provide many definitions of work. In high school, I enjoyed physics, and I can tell you that the physics definition of work is work equals force times distance. But that's not what we're talking about this week. The Oxford Dictionary says that work is activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. A verbose dictionary might have 12 definitions of work, and then when you flip the page, you find that you've only looked at the nouns, and there's another page of verbs. All of this sounds interesting but simple until one begins to look at the ontological analysis of work. Why did God put Adam and Eve to work right from the start, even before disobedience in the Garden of Eden? It was Adam and Eve's job to work the Garden of Eden right from day one. You can check me, Genesis 2:15. As we go through this study, some of the questions we'll talk about are, how does my work affect me? How does my work affect other people? How does the work of others affect me? And how has work changed over time? We'll be talking about work throughout the month of June. As we conclude, I'd like to acknowledge a debt to scholars from the years 2020 to 2023 who created and published an official podcast called the Salt and Light video series. That COVID-era ministry did end last year. This podcast was inspired by that original. I have to admit, even stress, that we cannot present anywhere near the level of scholarship of the original, but we are very grateful to the MennoMedia Corporation that has given us permission to do the best that we can. You may participate by commenting below, but better yet, I would like to invite you to join in on our discussion, which takes place every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, which is 1400 Universal Time. If you are interested, please email me for login information. My email address is listed in the information below the video. So thank you to MennoMedia for making our study materials available and for giving us permission to have this podcast. Goodbye for now. Until next week.